The Jets were announced as the Hard Knocks team officially the other day. I think we all had a pretty good idea this was coming, as they were one of the teams that could not say no. You're the perfect person to ask all things Hard Knocks to, because you were a part of the 2010 team with Rex Ryan that obviously did the show, and you guys went to the championship game that season. What do you remember the most about being on Hard Knocks back in 2010?
Just the excitement level of it, being the team that's showcased and some of the antics that go on through it. One of the biggest takeaways for me personally was the amount of production that went into it. From, they're filming all the time, so they film. I think the show airs on Tuesdays. They're filming, Tuesday through, I think it's usually they kind of cut out Sunday, and they got to take all that film, they got to chop it all up, make a whole TV show and pump it out. And the ability to do that is impressive, like watching the whole machine. I don't think as players, it's a great opportunity because you get to showcase your personality and some of the antics that go on. I know the coaches don't particularly care for it because they find it as a distraction, but there's so many cameras around as it is. It really just kind of blends in. Probably about after the first day, you don't even notice it anymore. And it just becomes, second or old nature. It's going to be fun for me now as a fan being able to watch it. I didn't really like watching it when I was playing because you see some of the inner workings. You're like, I know that guy. Like, they're talking about him getting cut. Like, that's weird. But this year it'll be fun just to see it and witness it and watch the progress that the training camp goes through.
Is there a memory from that season of the show that you obviously were a part of that stands out?
Yeah, Rex put me on blast for being at Taco Bell after a preseason game. He was there too, so I think he failed to mention that part.
That's outstanding. I thought you were going to go with the Rex, let's go eat a GD snack speech that obviously became infamous and famous, if you will, from that.
That was famous. There was a lot of good moments in there. Mike T falling, trying to catch a punt. That was always a classic one. So there are little things that come out of it that are pretty neat. And if you really embrace it and enjoy it, I think it can be great for the players.
So Nick, Aaron Rodgers already came out and he said, hey, they're forcing us to do it. We got to deal with it. Do you think you should just embrace it? Like, I think Aaron Rodgers might come across as a really likable guy on this show, especially if he's all in trying to help his young teammates get up to speed and learn the offense.
Yeah, I think Aaron's probably playing coy on it a little bit, where I think he will embrace it and be able to showcase a little bit. You don't say that you want to come to the New York Jets to hide. And so this is a great opportunity to really show what you're doing and kind of give a little bit insight into his personality. And I know he's a funny guy and he's a very deep-thoughted guy. So I think that'll definitely come to shine.
Mike Tannenbaum was on First Take the other day, and he said the Hard Knocks practices that summer were actually beneficial for you guys because he felt like the team played harder knowing the spotlight was on them, the cameras were there. You were at those practices. You were a part of them, obviously. Do you agree with Mike Tannenbaum?
Yeah, I think there was a little element of, hey, I don't want to look like an idiot on HBO. So I think that is a small element to it. And there's a fine line of trying hard to not look like an idiot and then trying hard to show off. And so I think you got to find right where that line is and not go over, because then, it becomes more of like, oh, look at me. And you're not getting what you need to get out of the practices.